Have you ever felt like your mind just would not stop? As if there were a storm swirling endlessly inside your head? You try to rest, but thoughts about the past and worries about the future keep pulling you away from peace. That is exactly how Ethan felt. A 25-year-old man living in a quiet village surrounded by mountains. But inside, nothing was peaceful at all. On the outside, he still smiled. But deep within, he was exhausted, tired of thinking too much, tired of feeling lost, tired of chasing peace that always seemed just out of reach. Until one day, a stranger told him about a wise old man who lived on a hill, someone who could teach people how to calm their minds and find true peace within. And what happened next changed Ethan's life forever. The very next morning, Ethan packed a few things into a small bag and began his journey. The road up the hill was winding and covered in morning mist. He walked past dew-covered fields, listening to birds singing from afar. Everything around him felt calm, yet peace had not reached his heart. Along the way, he kept thinking about what the stranger had said. There is an old man who was once a famous psychologist. Now he lives quietly in the mountains. People say he can help others find peace in their minds. The farther he walked, the stronger his hope grew. He did not know who he would meet, or if that old man even existed. But he knew that if he did not go, he would never find the answer. As the day passed, his legs grew tired, but his heart felt lighter. Each step was a little courage, a little letting go. And when the sun began to sink behind the mountains, he saw a small house covered in green vines. On the porch sat an old man with silver hair, his eyes closed, his face filled with serenity. Ethan stepped closer, his heart beating fast. Then, with an honest and trembling voice, he spoke. "Sir, my mind is in chaos. I cannot stop thinking. I just want to find peace. Can you help me?" The old man opened his eyes, bright yet gentle, and with a warm smile, he said, "If you truly want peace, follow me. I will teach you how to find it." The old man slowly stood up. He did not say much, just motioned for Ethan to come along. They walked through a small garden behind the house where wildflowers were blooming in the evening mist. A soft breeze moved through the leaves, carrying the scent of fresh grass and damp earth. Then the old man stopped by a small stream. The water was crystal clear, flowing slowly over mossy stones. He turned to Ethan and said, "Sit here, by the stream. I have a small task for you." Ethan sat down, still unsure of what was happening. The old man handed him a small wooden bowl containing a few dry leaves. "Place this bowl on the surface of the water," he said, "and simply watch it. Do not do anything, do not touch it. Just watch until you understand." Ethan looked puzzled. He did as he was told, placed the bowl on the water, and let it drift. At first, his mind was full of noise. What am I doing? What is the point of this? When will it end? But the old man stood still, silent like the mountain itself. Ethan kept watching. A minute passed, then 5, then 10. The stream kept flowing, and the bowl drifted gently, slowly, then stopped when it met a small rock, then floated again as the current changed. And little by little, something strange happened. Inside Ethan, his thoughts began to fade. The sound of water became clearer. The light reflecting on the stream seemed to dance. He realized the water was not trying to move fast. It simply flowed, gently, patiently, always finding its own path. After a long while, the old man softly asked, "What do you see?" Ethan looked at the bowl and said quietly, "It does not resist the water. It just drifts, and somehow it always finds its way." The old man smiled. "That is right. Just like your mind. When you try to control everything, you become tired and lost. But when you learn to be still, everything naturally falls back into place." Ethan said nothing. For the first time in years, his mind felt calm. Not because he understood everything, but because he stopped trying to understand. He was simply there with the water, with himself, and he felt peace. After a moment of silence, the old man slowly sat beside him. The golden light of sunset shone through the trees, spreading warmth over the water. The sound of the stream whispered like the voice of time. He spoke in a low and gentle tone. "You see, this water has never stopped flowing, but it has never rushed either. It moves around rocks, curves along the land, yet in the end it always moves forward." Ethan listened quietly. Every word the old man spoke sank deep into his heart. "Your mind is just like this stream," the old man continued. "It will always have thoughts. It will always have worries. And you cannot make it stop completely. But you can learn not to be swept away by it." Ethan bowed his head and softly asked, "But how can I avoid being carried away, sir?" The old man smiled, his eyes reflecting the calm of someone who had lived through many storms. "Observe, do not react. When a thought comes, watch it as you watched that bowl floating on the water. Do not chase it away. Do not hold on to it. Just let it pass." He gently touched the surface of the water, creating ripples that spread outward. "Look," he said, "if you try to keep the water perfectly still, you will only stir it up more. But when you let it be, it naturally becomes clear again." Ethan gazed at the water, where his reflection slowly became visible. In that moment, he understood. Peace does not mean the absence of thoughts. It is the stillness within countless thoughts. A soft smile appeared on his face, not because he had found the answer, but because he had finally stopped searching. As the sun sank behind the mountains, the old man stood up. He did not say another word. He simply placed his hand gently on Ethan's shoulder, like the wind touching a leaf. In that moment, Ethan needed no explanation. He understood. He bowed in gratitude, then began his walk home. The road back to the village was the same as before. The same grass swaying gently. The same sound of the stream whispering through the forest. But somehow, everything felt different. The sky was no longer just the sky. It was a mirror reflecting the stillness within him. The songs of the birds were no longer just sounds. They were reminders that life continues, softly and patiently. Ethan walked slowly. No more rushing, no more running away from his thoughts. For the first time in many years, he felt peace within his own mind. He realized peace is not a place, not something to search for, but a state of being when the mind rests fully in this moment. A gentle breeze passed by, carrying the scent of wildflowers and warm earth. Ethan lifted his head toward the sunset and smiled. If this story touched your heart, take a moment to breathe deeply and feel the peace that already exists within you. Thank you for staying until the very end. If you believe there are still people out there searching for peace like Ethan, share this story with them. And if you wish to hear more stories like this, stay with us so we can learn together how to slow down and find peace one day at a time. See you again in another story with a quieter heart.